Well, hello everyone. I have not done a Facebook Live in a very long time. I do mean a very long time. I'm going to give people a few moments to come in and maybe I'll share it out with some people as well. But I do want to invite some people out. Oh, Courtney's already here. I knew she had responded yes that she would be here, so I'm gonna just send out an invite to some people, and if they can come in, fine. If not, we will keep this thing going. Yes, we will. But I did this message dropped in my spirit. It's really kind of been in my spirit, and sometimes I'm not obedient to doing stuff right away. I tend to take my time sometimes, like, no, I don't want to do that. But then it just kind of keeps nagging at you. And then you're just like, okay, let me go ahead and share this message and be obedient. So that's what I'm going to do. So I sent out invites to some people. Hey, my new mom. Hey, my new mom. I need to send you something too. You know, I keep getting distracted. I keep getting distracted. My wedding's over, so I will get something sent out to you, my darling. Congratulations again on being a new mommy. It's nothing like being a mommy. Okay, so why do I want to talk about this particular topic? Specifically because this is something that I have been diligently and deeply working on for quite some time now. And I notice people's responses. I notice people's thoughts about this and their comments about this and their feelings about this. And so I just wanted to share my perspective and my experience on this. And so I'm going to just get right into it. And for those that come back and watch the replay, if you'll do me the favor of putting hashtag replay in the comments, that'll let me know that you came back and watched the replay. Okay. So again, I haven't done a live in a long time on Facebook. So hopefully this helps somebody. So I'm going to ask a few questions here. You don't have to answer it in the comments. It's just something for you to kind of go back to and answer for yourself. Think about as you journal, if you're journaling. Hope you are. So first question is, are you delaying your healing? And as I talk about this, you'll get to see if whether or not you are. If you don't know, you'll get to see where you kind of fall in your own personal journey. So first question, are you delaying your healing? Second question, are you a people pleaser? Some people don't even know they're people pleasers. But do you risk your peace, your happiness, your joy at the expense of trying to please other people, trying to make other people happy? Okay? You don't have to raise your hand, nor do you have to answer that comment in the comments below. It's, again, something for you to consider, something for you to think about as you do your journaling later. Hopefully you journal. If you're not journaling, just listen to this conversation I'm going to have with you, and it may inspire you to do so. Last question. Are you hesitant to heal because you care more about others than yourself? And I'm going to kind of dig deep into that a little bit too as we start to talk. So I got some notes here, not to read verbatim, but just to keep me on track, because I can kind of get off track a little bit. So the reason why I use the term hives, it causes people to break out in hives, is because when you think about what hives does, hives is triggered by allergic reaction. So something in your body, something that touched your body has caused it to break out into hives, right? So that's why I use that analogy. If you've ever heard me talk, if you've ever been around me, I use a lot of analogies. So that's the analogy that I came up with because, hey, Brother John, hey, I use that because it is a trigger, right? So when you have hives, which I get hives a lot because I break out in hives because my skin is very, very sensitive. So let's say I hug someone and they use a detergent that's very, very strong and has a lot of chemicals in it. I can break out in hives. That's how sensitive my skin is. So my skin has touched something that causes something internally to react, right? And so when you decide to heal, it causes other people to react to that. There's a reaction to that because of what they're feeling about your choice, if that makes sense. So I hope that analogy makes sense. And as a result of people being triggered and breaking out in these hives analogy, as a result of them breaking out, being triggered by your decision to heal, because what is happening is they're seeing something they're not familiar with. It's the same thing that happens when something touches my skin. My skin's not familiar with that, right? It's the same thing as if I smell something or eat something. My body's not familiar with it. So it has an adverse reaction to it. Okay, so I broke it down a little bit further. Hopefully that's more digestible and understandable for people. And so I wanted to give that analogy because that's important for people to understand what I mean when I say your healing causes people to break out in hives. When I talk, a lot of times people try to interpret what I'm saying. So I'm going to just tell you what I'm saying. You don't have to interpret it. I'm going to break it down. And so that's the breakdown. That's the most simplistic breakdown that I can give you about what I mean when I say healing causes them to break out in hives. So if that's helpful for you, when you come back and watch the replay, put hashtag helpful. If you're watching live, put hashtag helpful. Okay. That way you get to understand, I get to understand if what I'm saying is helpful or if I need to break it down further. Okay. Now, what can happen if you have hives? Well, one of the things that can happen is it can spread, right? So the hives can spread to different areas of your body. So if you start to touch different areas of your body, it can spread to another area, and that's an agitation, right? Well, when people are agitated by what you're doing, by your movements, by your choices, when they're agitated by that, then they spread. They spread rumors. They spread gossip. They spread lies. They spread hate. Okay? So this is what happens along that journey, is that these things can spread. So you following me? Y'all following me? I'm not here by myself, am I? Again, the breakdown is hives they come from a result of your body being unfamiliar with something. If your body is unfamiliar with something, it breaks out in hives. If your body is unfamiliar with something and it causes you to break out in hives, that causes you to be irritated. It itches. It doesn't feel comfortable, right? If it doesn't feel comfortable, you're trying to get rid of it. You don't want to feel uncomfortable. When you heal and other people are uncomfortable, they spread things because they're not comfortable with what you're doing. So again, they're going to spread lies, gossip, drama, all the things because you're making them uncomfortable. So your healing has caused hives to break out. Okay, so that's what I meant by using that particular topic. That's the breakdown. All right. So now that you got the breakdown of why I use that specific analogy about hives, now we can move on. What did I just say? It'll cause people to spread gossip, rumors, smear campaigns, because they're irritated with you. They're irritated. And so to stop their irritation, or prevent their irritation, they're going to make other people around them uncomfortable too, whether those people are uncomfortable or not. That's why they go to them to try to do the spirit smear campaigns, the gossiping, the rumors, the lies. That's what it is. That's why they do that. Because they don't want to be uncomfortable and they don't like the fact that you're making them uncomfortable. Now, I'm going to tell you what healing is not. Okay? I'm going to tell you what it's not. Healing is not perfection. I have people tell me all the time, oh, I'm not perfect. I'm not healing like you. I'm not perfect either. And I won't be perfect because there's no such destination. So healing is not perfection. I want us to be clear on what it's not. Okay? It's not perfection. Healing is also doesn't mean I think I'm better than you, or anybody. I'm not better than anybody because I chose to heal, right? Because that's the journey that I'm on. Healing does not mean that I get to judge everybody. I don't get to judge I don't get to sit on the throne and judge everybody because I'm healing and other people chose a different route or a different way or different decisions. And lastly, my healing and your healing ain't about nobody else. It's your healing. It's your healing. And we all are healing from different things, right? You might be healing from physical abuse. I might be healing from emotional abuse. So we're not even the same. So I don't compare my healing journey to anyone else. I don't need to say how I'm doing so much better on my healing journey than you. I got it all together. Okay? That's not for me. It's not my decision to make if whether or not your journey is better or worse. So I don't take on that position. I just do what I need to do for me. What my healing is me. Initially, I made a decision to do the work that was required so that certain triggers wouldn't result in certain behaviors. I decided to do the work because I recognized those things in myself, because I had a few people, just a few, that were brave enough to tell me the truth about myself. Now, when I say brave enough, not because I'm so bad, but brave enough because I think people who truly love you will tell you the truth about yourself. People who truly care about you will tell you the truth about yourself. People who really mean you well will tell you the truth about yourself. So I had a few brave people, because some people get offended and they don't want to be held accountable. And so they put themselves at risk, but in love, to tell me the truth about myself. And as a result of hearing some of those same things, and as a result of recognizing certain things within myself, I decided to get on this journey of healing, right? So now that you have a little bit of background about how we got here, now I can go on with more of what I want to talk about. So again, if you're taking notes, if you want to come back and watch this replay and listen to this, this is going to be meaty, okay? It's going to be meaty. Because again, I've been holding this and been wanting to talk about this, and I couldn't hold it anymore. I was pushed to do this today. So I hope this helps someone. Now, one of the things that I think is important is that people learn the art of detachment. I've talked about this on my TikTok page. I've talked about this in other forums. But the art of detachment, when I say that, people think it's automatically, I'm detached. My emotions are detached. I don't have any feelings. That's not what that means. The art of detachment is understanding that I'm not attached to anything or anyone else. That's the art of detachment. That I allow life to flow. I allow it to flow, right? So I figure life out within. That's my flow. That's my daily flow. That is my focus. I'm going to encourage you to figure out what your flow is, right? Because If you learn the art of detachment, which again, I'll repeat that. The art of detachment is not believing that you have to attach to everything, every person, you don't have to attach to anything externally. Okay? That's the art of detachment. Learning that you hold all the things you need within. So again, figure life out within. When I started to figure out my own life, it's less concentration with what's going on over there and over there and over there and over there. That allows you to focus then on yourself. And the way that I see life happening right now for a lot of people, and I'm just going to run this down. And if you agree with me, you can put a thumbs up. You can hit the love button. Do what works best for you. I'm not saying any comments, and I don't want to miss any. So let me make sure I got my settings on here right. All right. So if you're commenting, I'm not saying anything. So I just want to make sure people know I'm not ignoring them. But I want to be sure that you understand. When you focus on yourself and you go internally, you're going to focus less on external things. You'll be less triggered by external things. The reason why a lot of people keep getting triggered is because they're not figuring life out within. That's the flow. Figure life out within. Stop focusing on what that person is doing and what that person is doing. And a lot of times when people are triggered by what people say, what people do, who people are hanging out with, where people are going, when people are triggered by that, it's because they have not focused on themselves. They haven't learned the art of detachment. You can't attach yourself to everything and everybody. This is why people's nervous system is so out of whack. So let me run this down for you. We get up in the morning, and at various times of the day, people have various schedules. But when you get up in the morning, me personally, I get up very early in the morning. I have a routine. And when I'm out of that routine, like I just was for the last couple of weeks with my wedding and honeymoon and having fun with people, that kind of had me out of whack because I'm used to a very regimented routine and schedule. But back to my point. When you get up in the morning, right? Everybody kind of at least does some of the same things. You brush your teeth, you wash your face, you have some breakfast, maybe you work out, maybe you meditate. Those are extra things that I do, okay? But you have a morning routine. Some of us have small children, some of us have adult children. Some of us have to go into a job, some of us stay at home and work. Some of us have family members, we have parents, we have siblings, we have extended family, aunts, uncles, cousins, etc. You get my point. Some of us have a lot of friends, some of us have very few friends. Here's my point. With all of the things I just named, I'm always shocked that people have time for shenanigans. I'm always shocked by that. Because I'm like, so your life ain't busy enough? My life is busy. My life is busy. My schedule is busy. My life is busy. When I choose to share with people, it truly is coming from my heart. It is my purpose, right? And I'm in alignment with that. I trust that. I do what I need to do. And so when I have vulnerable moments where I'm sharing like this, it's just because that's what I have to do. Because that's my path, right? But let's be very, very clear. Everybody is busy. Everybody has stuff going on. And if you take the little time that you have, that's a break away from work or family stuff or kid stuff, if you take a little bit of break away from all of those things and you still manage to incorporate drama and you still manage to incorporate judgment about other people and you still manage to incorporate worrying about what other people are doing and you still manage to incorporate feeling like you should insert yourself in people's lives, there is a problem. There's a problem. I'm not here to judge you, nor am I here to tell you what to do. These are suggestions. This is my own personal path. and how I was able to evolve very differently. I'm sharing, eat the fish, throw the bones away. If it's not useful, throw the shit away. Do what you like, okay? But that is my point. You have to figure life out within. That's your flow. Figure life out within. I don't have time to figure out 18 other people's lives. I don't have time to try to be focused on the drama that they got over there. I don't have time for those things. It's none of my business, first of all. And I don't have time. I don't have time. So I don't put my energy and my time into that. So one of the things is flow with your needs, flow with your purpose, flow with your ambition, flow with you. Okay? Because again, having time to concentrate on all of these other people, all of these other things, all of these other moving parts that have absolutely nothing to do with you is going to drain the hell out of you. So again, what is flow? What's flow? Let's run it back. I'm going to figure life out within. My life. Not your life and your life and your life and your... There are people that get on various social media apps and they sit up and they talk about everybody else's life, everybody else's post, everybody else's job, their finances, what they got going on, their kids. When again, I just ran down the schedule. I don't know how people have time for that. Go get your healing. Go get your healing, baby. Because the time and the effort that you're putting in to other people is causing you not to live your full potential. I got purpose to live out here. I don't have time to focus on other people, to judge other people, to ridicule other people, to wrap myself up in other people's lives. And so, again, when you start to flow, things are going to change around you, right? Naturally, because you're focusing on the within. So naturally, things externally are going to change around you. That means your environment is going to start to look differently. The places you go, the people you know, it's going to start to look differently. Why? Because I'm going within. I'm doing the necessary work within. I'm focused on my healing. I'm focused on, working on those triggers, healing that childhood trauma, working out whatever wounds I got from my mother, my father, and whoever else. I'm doing the work on me, right? So when you start to do that deep, in-depth work, your environment should naturally change. Naturally, right? Now, this is the tricky part, because when your environment changes, people will start to break out in the hives. This is where the hives come from, because the people are now irritated by you changing. And what did I say? What healing isn't. Healing is not personal. It's not about other people. It's personal to you, the person that's healing, but it's not personal to other people. But they're not in that environment. They're not in that way of thinking. They're not in that flow, right? Figuring life out within. So again, they go external. They're triggered, because what does that feel like to them? Abandonment. So I get to see all the people that have abandonment wounds by how they respond to me. I get to see that you have an abandonment wound because you took my exit from your life personal, because you think that my movement in my life is about you, when my movement in my life is about me. It has nothing to do with anyone else. So my environment has now changed, right? The trajectory of my path, my journey has changed. I'm not focused on you and you and you. I'm not focused on your place and your place and your place, because I'm doing the work internally. So my external has to change, because if I'm going to change within, things have to change outside of me. I'm not going to do the same things I did. I'm not going to go the same places I went. You're not going to understand me. We're not going to speak the same language anymore. Again, This is not a bad thing. This doesn't mean I think I'm better than you. This doesn't mean that I'm personally talking about you and attacking you. This is something I get to see and experience. The more I evolve, the more I grow, the more I heal, I get to see people's triggers because they make things about themselves that don't have anything to do with them. So I get to witness those things. And actually, I've been journaling about it for years. I'm like, wow, how did that person get triggered about my life decision? Well, they got triggered by my life decision because they got caught up in external people, external things. They're looking at me. They're looking at that person. They're looking at that person to have their needs met. I don't look to other people to have my needs met. And I just got married. I don't even look to my husband to have all my needs met, right? I have my things and we discuss that, but you have to be able to be that to yourself. The reason I was so broken before was I was always seeking outside validation. I was always seeking acceptance. I was always seeking understanding, which constantly drained the hell out of me because that's a lot of work, right? That's a lot of work in these external things and people, and it's a lot of work that you have to put in. So when I decided to flow, figure life out within, when I decided to do that, that freed me from all of that because the only person I needed to concentrate on was me. I didn't need to worry about if this person wasn't going to like me no more because I wasn't talking to them. I didn't have to worry about if this person wasn't going to talk to me anymore because I wasn't turning up like that anymore. I didn't have to worry about this person not liking me anymore because I wasn't coming to their place and I wasn't attending everything I got invited to. And I didn't feel like I had to please everybody. I was a people pleaser. And people pleasers get wore the hell out. So if you're a people pleaser, I'm going to suggest that you change the trajectory of your path and start to heal. Get a therapist, start journaling. If you want to work with me, I can work with you on journaling to heal, right? So, but the focus here right now is when you begin to flow, figure life out within, externally, things are going to change. You're not going to do the same things. You're not going to talk the same. You're not going to want to be in the same places, in the same energy. You're not. There's certain things that you refuse to put up with anymore. You have walked away from certain energies. You have become honest with yourself. This is something, and this is a personal thing I'm going to share because somebody else may be struggling with this. One of the things that I would do is I would decide not to see certain things in people. Okay? I'm going to give you an example. I would encounter people who I felt in my spirit. My intuition is on, my son say I sound old when I say this, but my intuition is on fleek. He be like, Mom, we don't say that no more. They don't say that no more. I don't care. I say it. I say it, son. Don't come for me. But my point is, my intuition is on fleek. I have never, ever, ever, ever not been in tune with my intuition, the feeling of it, but I haven't always been obedient to it. So what I mean by that is I can tell that a person didn't like me, right? And I would be like, but I like them. But I like this about them. And I think they're a nice person. And so I'm going to still stay around, right? Now, how dangerous it is to be around people that don't like you. How dangerous that is. I used to do that all the time. Again, I was a people pleaser. I cared about external things more than I cared about myself. Not only external things, but people, places, all of the things I cared more about than myself. So I didn't know myself, right? I didn't know what to do for myself because I never concentrated on myself. I was constantly concentrating on trying to be seen, trying to be heard, trying to be noticed, all of the things I was trying to do. And I still never felt the satisfaction that I thought I was going to get from that, right? So my point is, this is a scary thing sometimes when I talk to women about this, especially with my journaling coaching. And so, and I'm pulling the journal out for those that don't know, and you can go out to my website and get your personal copy of my journal, the 12-week healing journal with poetry prompts. You know, when I created this journal, it was to give people kind of a roadmap and steps to begin their healing journey by journaling. And so that is the reason why I created that. And if you're interested, again, you can go out to my website, kiascoaching.com. Now, we're going to talk about the hives again, because what did I tell you earlier? If you missed it, I'm going to go back to it for a little bit. Hives, I get hives a lot. I break out in hives a lot. I have very, very sensitive skin. If I hug somebody, touch somebody with a certain perfume, cologne, laundry detergent, I can break out in hives, right? And the hives are a result of my body's reaction to something that it's unfamiliar with, something that wasn't there before, something that triggers my body internally to react to it. And if you're healing, other people around you will react to your personal life decision. They'll react to that. It's triggering for them. It's uncomfortable for them. How dare you decide to love yourself, decide to have peace and joy and love in your life when they haven't decided that? Now you're going to become a mirror to people. People are going to see what they are not. People are going to see the work that you're doing that they're not doing. It's going to cause resentment. It's going to cause jealousy. It's going to cause anger. It's going to cause frustration. You're moving at a pace that is uncomfortable for them. But I'm here to tell you that's not your business. Isn't that happy? Aren't you happy to know that? It's not your business. Okay? As a result, because what did I tell you earlier? What healing isn't. It's not perfection. My healing don't mean I'm perfect. If you want to make it mean I'm perfect, that's your perspective, right? You are perceiving things based on where you are. But I never said I was perfect. Healing is not, again, I'm better than other people, because I'm not. I'm who I am. Now, if you feel like I'm better than you, I might be. Just saying. What healing isn't for me is judging you, having 1,000 opinions about you. Your life decisions have nothing to do with me. This is my famous saying, doesn't affect my life whatsoever. I'm still able to do what I need to do, pay for where I live and groceries. And so it doesn't affect my life, right? And what healing isn't, again, and lastly, is not about other people. My decision to do the healing work for myself is not about you. Now, if you get excluded because I have to change my external environment through the flow, then that just is what happens, right? That's just what happens. But I'm going to tell you something. A long time ago, I learned not to take people's absence and people's exit personal. Okay? I'm going to say that again. I learned not to take people's absence and people's exit personal. Because what was another thing that I said earlier? Learn the art of detachment. People don't belong to you. They're not your property. You don't own them. They don't owe you anything. Okay? So this is why the art of detachment is extremely important. Learn that skill. Okay? Learn to flow. Figure life out within. Because people don't belong to you. Places don't belong to you. I can't tell you how many natural disasters, and natural disasters will take stuff out like that, right? So I'm not attached to a place. I'm not attached to a person because I know we all leaving here one day. I know that. Will I be hurt? Will I have to grieve? Absolutely. All of those things will happen. However, I am not concentrated on other people like that because I can't concentrate on other people and myself. So when I started to heal, I just made a choice to concentrate on myself. Concentrate on yourself. This irritates the hell out of people because now I'm going to tell you something very deep about this. The reason why people are upset and they get really, really emotional about that is because most of the other people around them are not doing this. Everybody is concentrating on everybody else. So it's very few people that are doing the deep internal work to heal, to resolve their childhood trauma, to resolve the triggers that come up for them, and to handle that in a more positive, therapeutic way. A lot of people aren't doing that. So when you come along with your healing ass and decide to do that, you're triggering people. They're breaking out in hives. They're upset by your decision to focus on yourself. This is why you will have people that when you kind of just decide, okay, I need to kind of go within, do what I need to do. When you have that moment of solitude and you kind of pull back from people, and even during COVID, this was why this was hard for people during COVID. People during COVID were, oh my goodness, they were coming unhinged, being by themselves, right? They were like, forget that. I'm not social distancing. I have to be around people all the time. I'm not going to adhere to this because they don't know how to sit with themselves. Because if you sit with yourself, I can assure you, you're going to learn some things about yourself. You're going to see some things about yourself. And that might make you uncomfortable. It also might hurt you to know who you really are. We lack accountability because we don't know who we are. We lack accountability because we're around other people who lie to us, that are people pleasers, that want to just be amenable. And so we're not growing. I am a person that is about growth, that is about evolving. And so when I'm not evolving in a situation, I move on. When I don't feel like it's reciprocal, I move on. When I feel like it's not genuine, I move on. And I don't always have conversations with people about that, in which this new phenomenon is people calling it ghosting. Well, listen, certain conversations you can have with certain people because they have emotional intelligence, but many people lack emotional intelligence. And I'm not here. That's not my role in people's lives, is to break down the whole aspect of what I learned in my own therapy sessions. Okay. I need you to go get your own therapy. I need you to start your own healing. That's not my job to equip you with what you need to handle my absence, to handle my exit. That is not my job to give to you. What my job is to showcase to you what it looks like when you love yourself to that degree. Love yourself to that degree where you're willing to walk away from anything and anybody that jeopardizes your peace. Show people how to love themselves truly and deeply. Because again, people will get in their feelings and their emotions, and they'll get triggered because of their childhood trauma. They'll take you walking out as the abandonment they felt when their mama, their auntie, their cousin, their best friend when they was a kid, their sister. They'll take that abandonment personal. And they'll get upset with you because they don't have that person that abandoned them to be upset with. So their anger is directed towards the wrong person. Okay? That's what happens. And so I find myself in this loop a lot with people. But if only people understood, it's not personal. I'm not judging you. I don't think I'm better than you. I'm not looking at you and saying, ooh, you didn't decide to heal. Ooh. Because that ain't none of my business. And I stay in the lane. You know, I drive in that lane that say, Kia business. I don't swerve out that lane. I don't put my blinkers on and try to get in another lane. I stay in Kia's lane, okay? Let's be very clear. I stay in Kia's lane because, again, I understand. I've been there before. So who am I to judge you because you choosing not to heal? That's your path. That's your journey. But if you're offended by my exit, if you're offended by having less dealings or association with me because I've removed my energy, because that I will do in a hot second. Why? Because I love me more than you. I do. Let me say it again, because I love me more than anybody. And it took me a long time to get here. I'm not going back there. I'm not going back. I don't sacrifice myself for people. I don't have a need and a desire to be liked. I don't. If you don't like me, that's fine. I know it anyway, because what did I say earlier? My intuition is really, really high. It's very high. And one of the things that I have always done is I have forsaken myself. Forsaken myself. Okay? And I think the concentration be on forsaking God and forsaking this. And what about yourself? People don't even, I just be in shock about how people will not honor themselves. Everything is external. Everything is external. You got to go within. If you don't know who you are, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what you're intended to do, if you don't know what brings you peace, joy, what brings you anger, frustration, if you don't know those things about yourself, why are you out here dealing with all these different people and energies? Why? You need to know who you are so you know when to remove yourself or when to add yourself. Know who you are so you can identify, is this going to be a good relationship for me or not? So you can stop blaming other people because of situations that you end up in. Accountability again. I'm talking about accountability again. Most of us lack accountability because we only associate ourselves around people who think like us, see it like us, feel it like us. That's safe for us. Because how dare you tell me that I constantly am worried about other people and I gossip all the time, and I probably should stop doing that. It's probably not helpful for me. It probably doesn't take me down the trajectory of healing, love, purpose. No, but you like hanging around people that lie to you. You like hanging out with people that won't be honest with you and be truthful with you. If you come back and watch the replay, put hashtag I feel it. Hashtag I feel it. This is not to criticize anyone. Again, I've been there. I've been there where I cared more about other people than I cared about myself. I've been there. But when they start to get angry with you, for those that decide, you know what? I'm going to heal. I'm going to go to a therapist. I'm going to start journaling with Kia. I'm going to do this internal work. I'm going to make myself the focus because I'm going to flow. I'm going to figure life out within. I'm going to do those things. When you start to do that, I'm telling you, what I'm about to say is going to be scary, but it's the truth. People are going to leave, be pissed off, or turn on you. And when they turn on you, that's the worst, because then they start to lie. They start to spread false stories. They start a smear campaign. They create gangs so that other people can be against you. This is not pretty. So I'm telling you, like, don't do this if your skin ain't thick, because it's going to be difficult, because people are not going to like this version of you. The version of you that cares more about you than them, they're not going to like it. They're not. Whether you're in the beginning stages of it, the middle stages, you've been doing it for a long time like I have, whatever stage you're in, it doesn't change. It doesn't change. I've been on this journey for many years. Many years. I started this journey in 2015, 2016. So trust me when I tell you, I've seen it all. The result of you deciding to heal is people going to try to humble you. They are. They're going to try to humble you. And like I already said, they're going to turn against you, and they're going to try to enlist others to do the same. They are. It is daunting. And when I first started this journey, I cried a lot. I'm not even going to lie. I cried a lot because people turned on me that I never thought would turn on me. I thought, let me tell you what I thought. I had a very false sense of what I was facing in this world, for real. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I was in my 30s. I was in my mid 30s before I figured this out. So please let me help you younger people. I was in my mid 30s before I figured this out. Oh yeah, heavy on the try to humble you. Oh baby, they will try it. I think that's probably one of the number one things they'll do, especially people who have access to information about you, especially people that are closest to you. I had more family that I had to separate from. I mean, it was a lot of family. It was a lot of family. A lot. Because they want to hold you to the version that they knew, especially when you were a kid. You know, the older family members and even those cousins that are around your age, they don't want you doing that. Who the hell you think you are? Trying to grow and change and heal. What was so wrong with you that you had to heal? That's the kind of stuff I would hear. What was so wrong with you that you had to heal? Who did something to you that you had to heal from? Was your life really that bad? Listen, that's how they'll try to humble you. They will attack you. They will come for you. Okay? So again, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. You have to have a solid tribe. I didn't have a solid tribe at that time. I didn't. When I started my healing journey, I didn't have a solid tribe. So I had my one best friend when I started on this journey. I had my one best friend, and boy, he got it all the time. Ooh, potard. He got it all the time. I would call him and I would be like, well, I don't understand why they're acting like this towards me, because I haven't done anything to them. Oh, you did something to them. You left them on red. You didn't respond. You didn't show up. You removed your energy. They couldn't plug into you no more. The hell? That's why they mad. So again, the point is, you're going to have experiences where people do not like the fact that you've decided to invest in yourself, to care for yourself, to pour into yourself. We have to stop going externally for everything. People don't know themselves. And that's unfortunate. Listen, I know people gonna get mad at me about this. And you shouldn't, okay? Let me preface what I'm about to say with this. You should not be upset with me about this. Because if I don't tell you anything else to help, please listen to this. Please listen to this. I have had people tell me they know certain books word for word. They know certain people. I know them better than they know themselves. People will say, I know everything about my mother, my father, my sister, my brother, my cousin, That's great. That's great, you know all these things about all these other people. But ask them about themselves. Let me ask you about you. Do you know you? That's dangerous. I don't think people really recognize how dangerous it is not to know yourself. The reason why some people become unhinged and do crazy stuff is because they don't know themselves. So when a certain trigger comes up, they respond so negatively and so quickly and bad. They don't have any coping skills. They don't have any ways to resolve things within themselves because they don't know who they are. Their focus has been on everything outside of who they are. Again, they know the book, they know the person, they know the place, but don't know themselves. And some people might get mad at me for saying that, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. You can be mad at me, but I still need you to sit with what I just said. It's dangerous not to know yourself. It's dangerous because the same way you're claiming that you know other people, somebody else has set up and studied you. And if they've studied you the way that you claim that you've studied other things and other people, and you know them more than they know themselves, they know exactly what to do to get you. But what if you know you better than they do? And you know what to do to protect you? What if? So you have to get to the place where your healing is more important. It's more important than trying to figure other people out, trying to understand other people, trying to please other people, trying to make sure that you don't rock the boat with other people. There are things that you must do for yourself. You're going to feel better. Not in the beginning, though. Not in the beginning. I ain't going to lie to you. It might be a little difficult in the beginning. But once you really get to do the work within, this is going to feel good. Yeah. Imagine thinking you know me and I put the pieces back differently. Exactly. But see, people automatically think they know you, right? Anyway, I think a lot of people, oh, I know you. But I do know people that sit back and study people, like narcissists. Never underestimate people. Never, ever, ever, ever underestimate people. And as sick as it is, I'm telling you, because I used to be like, these people some people are so weird. I can't lie, y'all. Some people are I've had these encounters. Some people are so weird. I put nothing past anybody. I've had people study me. I mean, really, really study me. Now, did they know me to a T? Absolutely not. But there are things that they knew about me that only a person that really studied me would know. So we got to be careful about we got to be careful because that's what a narcissist will do. Their whole purpose is to take you out. Whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, their whole purpose is to take you out. You got something they want, whether it's money, whether it's your spirit, whether it's the people who love you, whether it's your career. There are people that are sick. I have dealt with a ton of narcissists. When I was a super empath, I dealt with a lot of narcissists, a lot of them. A lot. My empathic spirit doesn't show up fully all the time, depending on where I am, because I have to protect myself. So I turn my energy off when I go in certain places. I just turn it off. And so, and I had to really work on doing that. Like that took me time to understand even how to do that, how to turn my energy off. I don't share my energy with everybody. So, because I know the power it holds. So you have to know you. When you know you, then you know the power you possess. I know myself well enough to know, yeah, cut them feelings off. Cut it off. That's the art of detachment. That's all it is, niece. It's the art of detachment. And when you start to like really lean into your power, when you start to pivot in your power, oh my goodness, when you pivot in your power. Okay, that's next level mad. I ain't gonna even talk about that this evening. But when you pivot in your power, that really pisses them off. That really pisses them off. Because they know your power, they see your power, they're aware of your power, and then, yeah. That one is really interesting. That one is really, I have seen people get very, very irate with me because I pivoted my power. And I'd be like, so you know I ain't do nothing to you, right? Like, so you know I legit didn't do nothing to you, right? But mind my business and sit in my house. Legit didn't do nothing to you. That's the interesting one. I have people out in these streets mad because I legit didn't do nothing to them, but I stay in my house to myself or with my select few. They legit mad at me and have formed Kia gang. We hate Kia gangs. And when I talk about these things, listen, I've had people say, well, you shouldn't care. I don't. I don't. I don't talk about this because I care. I talk about it because people should be aware of these things. You have to protect yourself. In this crazy world we live in, you do have to protect yourself. People are out here scheming and plotting against you for no reason. And if you don't know yourself, if you don't care about yourself because you want to people please and you want people to like you and you want to be accepted, you're going to miss some stuff. So I just wanted to highlight how when you begin to heal, when you begin to focus on yourself, when you begin to do that flowing, figuring life out within, it is going to trigger a lot of people, but it's also going to inspire a lot of people. And I'm going to close it there. My decision to flow, my decision to heal, my decision to show people what it looks like to really love yourself, care about yourself, pour into yourself, and look, I be flopping and messing up sometimes. I don't always get it right? But I'm so transparent that it doesn't matter. I want you to see me make mistakes because my mistakes are proof that my healing journey is not perfect. It's not perfect. So I get to share what that looks like. Thank you, Nisi. Thank you. And I know you've been here with me for years. You've been here with me for years. That's true love. That's true love and support. I don't care what nobody say. When somebody stick with you as long as you done stuck with me. My messages either really resonate with you or you really like me. Or both. But again, I just had to share that message. The message had been on my spirit. I was like, I'm just that's my message, okay? I ain't got to share that with nobody. But I was really led to share this message today. I'm glad that I did. I'm glad I was obedient to do that. Again, I hope this was helpful to someone. If you come back and watch the replay and watch it all the way through, I need you to put hashtag watched it all the way through. And those that comment will be entered into a raffle to get a free journal from me if you stayed the entire time. Corey, you already got one, but I'll send you another one if you want it because you're going to get entered into this raffle. So, love you guys. Send me your feedback. Let me know your thoughts. If this was helpful for you, if you want to work with me as a coach to work through your healing journal, I am here and available to do that. Until next time, peace.